Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Not having a job. Idle carpenters. Not in active use. The machinery sat idle during the strike. Without a basis in reason or fact. Idle fears. Be idle. Exist in a changeless situation. Run disconnected or idle. Silly or trivial. Idle pleasure. Lacking a sense of restraint or responsibility. Idle talk. Not yielding a return. Idle funds. Not in action or at work. An idle laborer. The state of an engine or other mechanism that is idling. The car engine was running at idle. Not having a job. Jobless transients. Not having a job. Many people in the area were out of work. Not in active use. Not yet used or soiled. An unused envelope. Not yet put into use. We bought an unused car for a change. Without a basis in reason or fact. Baseless gossip. Without a basis in reason or fact. The allegations proved groundless. Without a basis in reason or fact. Unfounded suspicions. Without a basis in reason or fact. Unwarranted jealousy. Incapable of being justified or explained. Lacking justification or authorization. Unwarranted limitations of personal freedom. In an uncontrolled and rampant manner. Without civilizing influences. Wild tribes. A wild primitive state untouched by civilization. He lived in the wild. Without a basis in reason or fact. In a natural state, not tamed or domesticated or cultivated. Wild geese. Fanciful and unrealistic, foolish. A wild and uninhabited area left in its natural condition. It was a wilderness preserved for the hawks and mountaineers. Talking or behaving irrationally. Involving risk or danger. A wild financial scheme. Located in a dismal or remote area, desolate. A godforsaken wilderness crossroads. Of the elements, as if showing violent anger. Intensely enthusiastic about or preoccupied with. Of colors or sounds, intensely vivid or loud. Wild colors. Deviating widely from an intended course. A wild bullet. In a state of extreme emotion. Wild with anger. Marked by extreme lack of restraint or control. Wild talk. In a wild or undomesticated manner. Growing wild. Be idle. Exist in a changeless situation. A strip of type metal used for spacing. Be idle. Exist in a changeless situation. He slugged in bed all morning. Boxing. A blow with the fist. A projectile that is fired from a gun. Strike heavily, especially with the fist or a bat. He slugged me so hard that I passed out. An idle, slothful person. A counterfeit coin. An amount of an alcoholic drink, usually liquor, that is poured or gulped. He took a slug of hard liquor. Any of various terrestrial gastropods having an elongated slimy body and no external shell. A unit of mass equal to the mass that accelerates at 1 foot sec when acted upon by a force of 1 pound, approximately 14.5939 kilograms. Be idle. Exist in a changeless situation. The old man sat and stagnated on his porch. Cause to stagnate. There are marshes that stagnate the waters. Cease to flow. Stand without moving. Blood stagnates in the capillaries. Stand still. Industry will stagnate if we do not stimulate our economy. Run disconnected or idle. The quality of being luminous, emitting or reflecting light. Having abundant light or illumination. They played as long as it was light. Merriment expressed by a brightness or gleam or animation of countenance. Weak and likely to lose consciousness. Felt light in the head. Marked by temperance and indulgence. A light eater. Having relatively few calories. Light, or light, beer. A condition of spiritual awareness, divine illumination. Follow God's light. Fall to somebody by assignment or lot. Physics, electromagnetic radiation that can produce a visual sensation. The light was filtered through a soft glass window. Used of vowels or syllables, pronounced with little or no stress. A syllable that ends in a short vowel is a light syllable. Cause to start burning, subject to fire or great heat. With few burdens. Experienced travelers travel light. Start or maintain a fire in. A divine presence believed by Quakers to enlighten and guide the soul. Moving easily and quickly, nimble. The dancer was light and graceful. Make lighter or brighter. This lamp lightens the room a bit. The visual effect of illumination on objects or scenes is created in pictures. He could paint the lightest light and the darkest dark. A device for lighting or igniting fuel or charges or fires. Do you have a light? To come to rest, settle. Misfortune lighted upon him. Of sleep, easily disturbed. In a light doze. Casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior. He was told to avoid loose, or light, women. Of sound or color, free from anything that dulls or dims. A light lilting voice like a silver bell. A light from, a horse. Silly or trivial. Light banter. Any device serving as a source of illumination. He stopped the car and turned off the lights. Less than the correct or legal or full amount, often deliberately so. A light pound. Used of color, having a relatively small amount of coloring agent. Light blue. Begin to smoke. An illuminated area. He stepped into the light. A particular perspective or aspect of a situation. Although he saw it in a different light, he still did not understand. A person regarded very fondly. The light of my life. A visual warning signal. They saw the light of the beacon. Characterized by or emitting light. A room that is light when the shutters are open. Demanding little effort, not burdensome. Light housework. Designed for ease of movement or to carry little weight. Light aircraft. Easily assimilated in the alimentary canal, not rich or heavily seasoned. A light diet. Having little importance. Losing his job was no light matter. Intended primarily as entertainment, not serious or profound. Light verse. Mental understanding as an enlightening experience. He finally saw the light. Of comparatively little physical weight or density. A light load. Of little intensity or power or force. The light touch of her fingers. Of the military or industry, using, or being, relatively small or light arms or equipment. Light infantry. Physics, chemistry, not having atomic weight greater than average. Light water as ordinary water. Psychologically light, especially free from sadness or troubles. A light heart. Public awareness. It brought the scandal to light. Used of soil, loose and large-grained in consistency. Light soil. Very thin and insubstantial. Light summer dresses. Not great in degree or quantity or number. A light sentence. Of textures, full of small openings or gaps. A loose weave. Make loose or looser. Loosen the tension on a rope. Having escaped, especially from confinement. Dogs loose on the streets. Emptying easily or excessively. Loose bowels. Grant freedom to, free from confinement. Turn loose or free from restraint. Let loose minds. Not affixed. The stamp came loose. Not literal. A loose interpretation of what she had been told. Casual and unrestrained in sexual behavior. He was told to avoid loose, or light, women. Not tense or taut. The old man's skin hung loose and gray. Without restraint. Cows in India are running loose. Become loose or looser or less tight. The noose loosened. Lacking a sense of restraint or responsibility. A loose tongue. Not officially recognized or controlled. A loose organization of the local farmers. Not carefully arranged in a package. A box of loose nails. Not compact or dense in structure or arrangement. Loose gravel. Not tight, not closely constrained or constricted or constricting. Loose clothing. Of a ball in sport, not in the possession or control of any player. A loose ball. Devoid of physical sensation, numb. His gums were dead from the Novocaine. Followed by, to, not showing human feeling or sensitivity, unresponsive. Passers-by were dead to our plea for help. Very tired. I'm dead after that long trip. Drained of electric charge, discharge. A dead battery. Not circulating or flowing. Dead air. Quickly and without warning. Completely and without qualification, used informally as intensifiers. You can be dead sure of my innocence. Not yielding a return. Dead capital. A time when coldness, or some other quality associated with death, is intense. The dead of winter. Devoid of activity. This is a dead town. Nothing ever happens here. Lacking acoustic resonance. Dead sounds characteristic of some compact discs. Lacking resilience or bounce. A dead tennis ball. No longer having force or relevance. A dead issue. No longer having or seeming to have or expecting to have life. The nerve is dead. Not showing characteristics of life, especially the capacity to sustain life. No longer exerting force or having energy or heat. Mars is a dead planet. Not surviving in active use. Latin as a dead language. Out of use or operation because of a fault or breakdown. A dead telephone line. People who are no longer living. They buried the dead. Physically inactive. Crater Lake is in the crater of a dead volcano of the Cascade Range. The complete stoppage of an action. Came to a dead stop. Unerringly accurate. A dead shot. People who are involuntarily out of work, considered as a group. The long-term unemployed need assistance. Not engaged in a gainful occupation. Unemployed workers marched on the Capitol. Lacking in energy or will. Military, not involved in military operations. Not in physical motion. Of e.g. volcanoes, not erupting and not extinct. Chemistry, not participating in a chemical reaction, chemically inert. Desired amounts of inactive chlorine. Lacking activity, lying idle or unused. An inactive mine. Not active physically or mentally. Illness forced him to live an inactive life. Not engaged in full-time work. Inactive reserve. Not exerting influence or change. Pathology, not progressing or increasing, or progressing slowly. Not held up or borne. Removal of the central post left the roof unsupported. Not sustained or maintained by non-material aid. Unsupported accusations. Not serious in content or attitude or behavior. A frivolous novel. Showing lack of care for consequences. Behaved like an irresponsible idiot. Producing little or no profit or gain. Deposits abandoned by mining companies as unprofitable. Disinclined to work or exertion. Too lazy to wash the dishes. Moving slowly and gently. Up a lazy river. Free from duties or responsibilities. Even the artist and the sculptor were not regarded as leisured men. serving no useful purpose, having no excuse for being. Otiose lines in a play. Producing no result or effect. An otiose undertaking. Disinclined to work or exertion. Disinclined to work or exertion. Slothful employees. Disinclined to work or exertion. The unemployed are not necessarily work-shy. Constitutionally lazy or idle. Constitutionally lazy or idle. Disinclined to work or exertion. Faineant kings under whose rule the country languished. Disinclined to work or exertion. An indolent hanger-on. Of tumors, e.g., slow to heal or develop and usually painless. An indolent ulcer.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.